Welcome back to This Day in Scottish History. I'm your host, Colin MacDonald. Today we journey back to a pivotal moment in Scottish legal and social history. On this day, January 1st, 1940, the Marriage Scotland Act 1939 came into force, forever altering the romantic yet contentious tradition of Anvil Marriages at Gretna Green. To understand the significance of this day, we must first explore the practice of Anvil marriages. In the 18th and 19th centuries, Gretna Green became legendary as a haven for runaway couples seeking to wed quickly and outside the strictures of English law. Under the Marriage Act of 1754 in England, parental consent was required for anyone under the age of 21 wishing to marry. Scotland, however, had no such restriction, allowing for irregular marriages, unions conducted without prior proclamation of banns or a formal religious ceremony. Gretna Green, the first village across the Scottish border, became a hotspot for eloping lovers. A blacksmith shop at Gretna Green gained particular fame for hosting these marriages, where a blacksmith or other local officiant would hammer out the union on the anvil. These anvil marriages became synonymous with romance and rebellion, immortalised in literature and folklore. By the 20th century, the Scottish tradition of irregular marriages had come under scrutiny. These unions were legal but increasingly viewed as problematic. Critics argued that they lacked formal oversight, which could lead to fraud, coercion, and disputes over inheritance and legitimacy. The advent of modern society brought pressure to reform marriage laws to ensure consistency and protect vulnerable individuals. The Marriage Scotland Act 1939 was introduced to address these concerns. It aimed to bring Scottish marriage law in line with England's, ensuring that all marriages in Scotland adhered to a formal process. The Act abolished irregular marriages, mandating that all weddings be conducted either by a minister of religion or through a civil ceremony performed by a registrar. With the enactment of the Marriage Scotland Act on January 1st, 1940, Gretna Green's romantic but legally informal tradition came to an end. The blacksmiths who had famously presided over countless unions were no longer permitted to officiate. While the village retained its iconic status as a symbol of love, the process of getting married there became more formalised. Although anvil marriages were outlawed, Gretna Green remains a celebrated destination for weddings and tourism. The old blacksmith shop has been preserved as a museum commemorating its storied past. Couples from around the world continue to visit the village, drawn by its romantic history and the enduring allure of love defying the odds. The Marriage Scotland Act 1939 marked the end of a unique chapter in Scottish history. While some mourned the loss of a romantic tradition, others welcomed the new safeguards for marriage. It was a moment of modernisation, ensuring that Scottish marriage law adapted to the needs of a changing society. As we reflect on this day, we celebrate Gretna Green's enduring legacy and the evolution of marriage in Scotland. From rebellious anvil unions to modern ceremonies, Gretna Green remains a place where love triumphs. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. Tune in tomorrow for another enlightening episode of This Day in Scottish History. I'm Colin MacDonald. Haste ye back.